Hello again, friends. Ricochet back here for MSPN's continuing coverage of Marble Fubeca's America's Cup 2019 as we have moved on to the second group stage of our Marble Soccer. This is now Collision Soccer, which we saw in our fourth qualifier round, which determined our final participant here in the America's Cup field. So each of the 16 teams will compete now through our Collision Soccer course, going against each other. As you see the onlookers for this matchup, we will have the first half of that. So same thing we saw with the penalty kicks, where half of the countries competed against each other in our first episode, and then the second half going the second time around. As you see the supporting sections for the specific countries. And we are just about ready to get underway as you look at Group A, B, C, and D. Mexico, Costa Rica, Brazil, Barbados, Uruguay, Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, and Ecuador right now in the transfer spots. And we have on your screen the four matchups that we will get here in this first round of the Collision Soccer, as you have a look at the countries from their respective groups. And we will begin with Group A. There are the matchups. And we will see who comes out on top. And if the teams that are not currently in transfer spots, if they can pick up some ground on those teams that are doing well after the penalty kicks. And so with the Collision Soccer about to get underway, we will head up to the starting gates. It is Peru versus Costa Rica. And they are off, making their way down, heading towards the course. A lot of collisions, and a goal for Peru. And a goal for Peru again. They scored at the very last moment, and it's a quick 2-0 lead for Peru on the replay. A lot of back and forth, a lot of collisions between opposing teams, and at the very end, an extra goal for good measure and for some insurance for Peru, who is on the right side of the screen right now in the mostly clear or silver marbles. Mostly black marbles representing Costa Rica. This is the second time around. One goal good. There is another. And it ends up as a final of 4-3. As you look at the replay one more time, this is going to be a violent attempt, as a very quick and easy score for Peru. Couple of goals that went through on that second time around that had no attempts from the other team to stop them, and two late goals helping Peru to advance and win. And Costa Rica in a little bit of trouble as they have continued to struggle here in the group stage. And so the next matchup is going to be set from Group B. And there are the onlookers for this matchup. So it was a pretty good start and entertaining first matchup here in Collision Soccer from the Group A participants. Again, Peru beating out Costa Rica 4-3. 3 goals in one turn, though, for Costa Rica. Not a bad attempt at all. And it's now Argentina against Canada. Canada with the dark-colored marbles. White and light blue on the left side of the screen belongs to Argentina. Around they go, and more contact, and that is a goal for both Argentina and Canada. And you can give 2 goals, one off to the left for both teams, and Argentina scored one on the right goal to take a 2-1 lead after one turn. Keep an eye on Argentina. Right there, that last marble got a collision with Canada and knocked it through that right side of the right goal to hand the advantage to Argentina. and put Canada in a tricky situation now. They'll switch sides, so it'll be Canada from the right side, or I should say Argentina from the right side, Canada from the left, and they are off again. A goal on both sides. One for each. Nobody's stuck in the goal, but both sides, Canada and Argentina, do pick up one as you look at the replay. And it is a 3-2 win for Argentina. Here from Group B. There they were. Both of the last marbles who were slower to get out are able to score without hesitation. And so the victory in this group matchup, head-to-head, Argentina over Canada 3-2. And there was the look at Group B. Uruguay and Argentina are ahead right now. And we head to Group C, where it is Brazil, who tied in a very impressive showing in the penalty kicks, and they will take on the United States. Both of these teams automatic qualifiers. Potentially two favorites face off here. It is Brazil with the mostly yellow marbles on the left, and the U.S. in silver on the right. And the first goal belongs to the U.S. And, oh, look at the move by the United States on the right side of the screen to hold off Brazil. Brazil will hold with just one goal. The United States picks up two, and they take the lead 2-1. That was a big job as you look on the replay there. Watch towards the end of the replay on the right side by that last right goal there. As you see, the U.S. actually ricocheted their own off, and right here, right there, the U.S. does a great job to pin Brazil against the upright of the goal and stop them from potentially rolling back in. That was a huge run. Let's see on the second turn what we get. The U.S. has a goal. Brazil has a goal. Brazil has another goal. And they still have one marble spinning, but it doesn't look like they're going anywhere. And so they will tie 3-3 in an exciting round there. Brazil knocks in two. The U.S. gets one. And they end up even at 3 goals apiece after 2 turns. There's the one for the U.S. And almost one after another on the right side. The goals go through for Brazil, rolling them in. And able to even up that score. And so there you saw the U.S. and Canada right next to each other, neither able to pick up a win. And so Brazil and the U.S. right now sitting 1-2 in Group C. But that, again, has a lot to do with the fact that they just tied, and they now have more matches played here in this soccer event than what we have seen from the other two in their group. So not necessarily going to put too much stock into that. As we move to our final matchup, it is Trinidad and Tobago in the red against the yellow marbles of Ecuador. And it is a 2-2 tie. Very high scoring right there as we look at the replay. Took their time getting down, and I almost feel as though that's got to be the strategy for these marbles, at least the trailing marbles. Look at that. Just a ton of marbles moving back and forth, in and out of goals. And puts it at a very tight 2-2 tie through one time with one more round to go. One trailing marble on both sides. That could be good. There's a goal and 2 goals for Ecuador right with each other. And Ecuador with that is going to take a 4-3 win as they beat out Trinidad and Tobago 2-1 in this round to win it 4-3 and take the advantage in Group D. You saw right there those last marbles for both countries moving very slowly. Watch on the right side of the screen. In goes one, knocked in by the other that follows, and gives Ecuador the 2 goals and the win. And so there is the recap: Peru over Costa Rica, Argentina over Canada, Brazil and the US tie, and then Ecuador over Trinidad and Tobago. And the updated standings: Ecuador and Trinidad and Tobago still atop Group D. It's the Brazil and the United States, Uruguay and Argentina, and Mexico and Peru right now in the transfer spots from our group stages of marble soccer, after we saw an exciting, adventurous round of penalty kicks, a very high scoring at times and action-packed round of collision soccer for the first half of our competitors, which will take us to a to be continued at this point. Half of the competitors are down in collision soccer. Still 8 more to go, 4 more matchups, but until then, I'm Ricochet, and you have been watching MSPN's coverage of Marble Fubeca's America's Cup.